here to make sure that we can give you update on what we have been discussing and where we have been reaching out to all our members to come together and ensure that there is this cohesion on how we can formidably address issues that affect our nation and the state of the nation. I will invite my colleagues.
The press. It is with the gesture of your presence. I will not take it for granted. Some of you may have heard rumors about ongoing institution into over the party to the ruling age of open anti-party activities, establish why they happen and set up measures to ensure that it never the party. A serious party leadership would have seen the end of the election or even tribunal matters, gone around to thank members and rally them for the challenge ahead of being in the opposition and offering credible alternative to the people. We do not have any of these. But again, imagine if we had such with the current state of the nation. Imagine the suffering of Nigerians because PDP as opposition does not have direction due to the activities of Damagum. This is very disheartening. Disheartening because this is a man who is not supposed to be in the office in the first place. He was only constitutionally allowed to step in, hold the fort and midwife the process through the North Central Zone, where the chairmanship of the party was originally zoned to present another person who will complete the slot of North Central. Now, not only did Damagum hold tight onto the seat for over a year now, he has abandoned the responsibility of the office of chairman of PDP and is very comfortable serving APC interests. There have been agreement of a broad spectrum of the party leadership when it became clear that Damagum was not interested in conducting an election but to appoint caretaker committee in at least 19 states where the tenure of the state and local government leaders were expiring to extend the tenure of these officials by 3 months. This decision, which was made to cover every state, was the wisdom that restrained Damagum from announcing a wholesale list of majority of caretaker committee populated by APC agents masquerading as PDP members. However, despite that decision to retain everybody, Mr. Damagum went ahead and received a list of APC agents and announced them as members and leaders of PDP local government caretaker committee, functionally in Rivers and partially in at least 10 states. This is a direct attempt to kill the PDP and ensure it goes into extinction. To make issues clearer, we are speaking on behalf of at least 60 lawmakers in the opposition lawmakers coalition in the National Assembly. We all won our election without any form of help or support from the party. It has become clear to us that this scenario was fostered so that as many of us will have played that election. The co-traveler has launched the phase 2 of this protocol, which is to hand the structures of the party to interest working for APC. It is on this basis that we, the genuine PDP lawmakers who believe in our party and its ideals, hereby announce today that we will not stand idle and allow Damagum to destroy the and conditions to be our national chairman, and he's still in bed with this man. And it is not just possible. Under Damagum, PDP lost the entire Southeast. That Hitoto was a comfort zone of the party. PDP controls only Enugu State, which literally snatched from the jaw of a lion. We lost Benue, Abia, and Sokoto. The PDP leadership kept moved, while PDP state and federal lawmakers lost their seat at the tribunal and court of appeal on grounds that were obviously untenable, which would have been overturned by the Supreme Court. If the party had spoken up and raised the necessary alarm, all our colleagues in Imo and Plateau State particularly would have been with us in the assembly today. So, gentlemen, it is our call on Damagum to immediately step aside that the party, so that the party can midwife a process and hand over to someone from North Central in line with the provisions of our party constitution. It is also our call to the leaders of our party from the North Central, the Governor of Plateau State, His Excellency Caleb, His Excellency David Mark, His Excellency Abubakar Bukola Saraki, Senator Abba Moro, His Excellency Babangida Aliyu, to rise up now and save the soul of the party. The enemies have gotten to the last bridge, and we must defend it and push them back. No reasonable person can boast with his membership of a political party where the activities of that party are decided in the national secretariat of another party. PDP is bigger than every one of us. It is an institution, a beautiful bride that resonates with Nigerians whenever we get it right. The only authentic party that is democratic in Africa. The ruling party has the last 9 years presented their first 11 and their second 11. And Nigerians have tested it, and now without that, the PDP is the true democratic party for the people. As the country is today drifting, every reasonable Nigerian should be truly worried that the PDP is facing such attack from within its rank and in particular its leadership. It should even worry the ruling party that there is no credible opposition to keep them on their toes and ensure their performance, except they do not want to perform. So the death of PDP will not be victory for any person who claims to love Nigeria. Gentlemen, the servitude of these invaders in the leadership of the PDP to the ruling APC has made them keep quiet to all sorts of things happening in the party. They keep quiet because the atrocities are being committed by their cohorts and allies who they see that they possess the power to destroy the PDP. PDP is too big to be sold, and PDP cannot be sold. Soon they will find out and would have soon they would have found out and would have only ended up wasting their paymasters' money. Let us call on Damagum once again. Damagum, Damagum, Damagum. How many times did we call you? Voices have risen from the National Assembly to speak out and stop you. You have a chance to resign immediately, leave or be embarrassed out of the party. At least 60 of us in the PDP in the National Assembly will sever all relationship with your leadership until you leave office. At the scheduled National Executive Committee meeting, if Damagum by any maneuvering, however conducted, remains in office with the help of his APC friends at the end of the day, the party is now heading to the final slaughtership. We have been briefed of plans and ongoing mobilization and lobbying of some PDP-led members by APC loyalists masquerading as PDP members to issue a kangaroo vote of confidence on Damagum to enable APC continue their hold on the party via their agents who claim to be PDP while on APC mission to destroy PDP. Instead of allowing North Central produce the acting chairman as required by the PDP constitution, pending the conduct of a convention or resolution of pending litigation, the pro-APC forces working with Damagum want to affirm Damagum as chairman of the party at the next meeting to help them set the party on the path of irredeemable condemnation. If IU is in court, why not allow an acting chairman from his zone to act pending resolution of all the issues, since the tenure of office zone to them is running and cannot be reversed? In case Damagum does not remember, we will remind him now. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in opposition until 2015. If he was trading his party for porridge, he would not have been where he is today. So thinking that Aswaji is even impressed by this mercantilist agenda of trading off the PDP would be infantile thinking. Yeah, Aswaji could be benefiting now, but he truly sees you people as cheap political betrayers and merchants who hold no values there and have nothing to offer. Could you not have respectfully worked for Aswaji without losing your respect? Gentlemen and fellow Nigerians, we have wondered why Damagum kept quiet, why the 27 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly elected on the platform of the party left the party. He kept quiet while they were threatening to impeach a governor in his own party. Nigerians will be shocked to hear that Damagum was consulted and he was fully aware of this plot. That is why he refused to lead the party to resist. If Kwankwaso could lead PDP and build a party and win Kano State with several federal and state lawmakers, and Peter Obi also left PDP to grow Labour Party to win Abia as well as several federal and state lawmakers, then Damagum and his friends working for APC could as well leave PDP and go ahead to support APC boldly, since their spirit is already out of PDP. But their attempt and machination to kill PDP is totally unacceptable, and it is the reason we have stepped up to save the party. So as a last-ditch effort of rescuing the party and for peace in the PDP, we demand the following. 1. Immediate resignation of Omar Iliyu Damagum as acting national chairman of PDP for anti-party activities, and allow North Central produce the acting chairman as clearly stated in the PDP constitution, or watch us reconsider our membership of the party in the months ahead if the right thing is not done. Or removal of Omar Damagum by the neck of the party with further sanctions against him for anti-party activities. 3. That the neck of the party should ensure that the list of party caretaker committees in Rivers State and all the other 10 states pampered by Damagum and his APC friends are reversed and announced as originally agreed. That is by extension of the tenures of the outgoing leadership. That the move to use serving APC members in Rivers and 10 other states to lead our party caretaker as states, LGA and world level is the highest act of political provocation and impunity that we are going to fight with everything in us. PDP cannot be handed over to APC. APC officers cannot emerge as our party officials in Rivers or any of the 10 states with alleged imposition of their interests. Let the world know that while they are hell-bent on imposing APC officials as our party caretaker members, is to fulfill a planned bigger plot which will see so-called PDP members who in reality are APC decamping in mass into APC as PDP officials, which will see the imposed executive of our party in over 11 states, including Rivers, joining on APC on their state dates, just embarrass our party. Hence, our resistance that we will fight with everything in us and to any length to resist that flag. God save the PDP. Just imagine imposing card-carrying members of APC in the entire PDP structures in Rivers and 10 states in the country. God, how did we get here? That neck of PDP should review the sources of generating finances for the party to pay its national secretary staff and to discharge all other responsibilities of the party, and also to investigate the allegation that pro-APC supporters are funding the present PDP of today. This is the height of political treason. That PDP NEC should set up a committee to investigate all continuing acts of anti-party activities from 2023 and make that appropriate sanctions which will serve as deterrent and also encourage the cleansing of the party. What executive of our party where people have been involved in anti-party activities or still involved, like Cross River State, River State, Benue, Abia, Ondo, Kogi, Imo, Edo, should immediately announce the expulsion of all those involved without fear of favor. This must be done immediately. Any executive that cannot do this should be removed by members in those wards, and new officers who have the courage to enforce the provision of our party constitution constituted to do the needful. That a credible party leader from North Central be confirmed chairman of the party in line with the zoning formula as enshrined in the constitution at the upcoming next meeting of our party. Where these demands are not met, we, the opposition lawmaker coalition from PDP in the National Assembly, will be left with no other option but suspend participating in party activities and seek new political relationships where decision in that party will not be taken in the secretariat of another political party. But this is the last of the last parts where every other reasonable effort at resolution of this issue fails. PDP is a great party that means well for Nigeria. PDP will emerge from this challenge stronger and will one day in the near future take over the government of Nigeria again and return the country to its glorious days. Also, in a related development, we have received credible intelligence of a plot to use the Federal High Court, and I repeat, we have now received credible intelligence of a plot to use the Federal High Court to secure a secret expert order that will attempt to legalize the illegal extension of the about to expire tenure of LGA chairman in Rivers State, which was carried out by the former members of the State Assembly who lost legitimacy as lawmakers the very moment they became to APC, knowing fully well that there was no crisis in PDP. Hence, their seat as lawmakers became vacant immediately. The remaining legitimate members declared the seat vacant. We are raising this alarm in view of the legitimacy and other eminent judges to be aware of this plot, that those behind it are already celebrating that the expert order is in pocket awaiting release to the media, even when the case has not been heard. Our respected Chief Judge, we are compelled to publicly bring this shocking development to your attention for the interest of justice and preservation of the image of our nation's democracy and judiciary. Few days ago, we received credible intelligence that a suit filed on behalf of the Abuja-based former House of Assembly members in Rivers State, whose seats have been declared vacant, over their decampment to APC, even when there was no crisis in PDP, but still parading as lawmakers and changing laws in the middle of the night from the corner of their hotel room in Abuja and Emuha LG. where they are gathered and made to make legislative announcements without the legitimacy or due process to do so. Our dear Chief Judge, Honorable Justice J.T. So, we wish to inform you that this strange suit, which our intelligence has shown, is alleged to have been filed at the Registrar of the Federal High Court, will be assigned to Justice Omotosho, who is an extension of tenure of the about to expire LUGA chairman in Rivers, in order to keep them in office with their tenure extended without an election, is a great aberration and risk capable of tarnishing the image of the judiciary if this is allowed to happen. We are lawmakers, and we have great respect and confidence in the Federal High Court to nip this ugly alleged development in the board, if still active. We are confident that these men of unimaginable desperation, touting the name of respected judges in their beer parlor gossip, are out to ruin the respected name of judges of the Federal High Court, and the court must be careful in handling such obnoxious applications, which are targeted to carry out a judicial tenure of local government chairmen whose tenure are about to expire without allowing constitutional, democratic, and electoral process to take place. The desperation of these Abuja-based former lawmakers and their penchant for any action that is illegitimate propelled us not to take the intelligence lightly, hence the need to draw the attention of our respected judges to this alleged emerging development that must be crushed at all costs for the sake of the image of our judiciary. For those who do not know both in the judiciary and the entire country, let us state it clearly. The crux of the matter is that the former members of the Rivers State House of Assembly whose seats were declared vacant came out from hiding one day and announced illegal amendment to the Rivers State LUGA laws unilaterally without legitimacy and carrying out an extension of tenure of the LUGA chairman, which is about to expire, and said they can remain in office as long as required without any tenure again or election process. And hence their claim of overriding the governor's assent was the height of their legislative rascality and political hallucination. Now, sensing that the illegal amendment is unenforceable, these men and their agents decided to drag the judiciary into this madness with their late application seeking to issue them ex parte for unenforceable to be enforced, including an order to seize and hijack the LUGA allocation due to Rivers and be sharing it from the comfort of their hotel room in Abuja and Emoha. This could lead to anarchy. This is a grand assault on democracy and rule of law. And if our judiciary is ever dragged into this, our nation would have been taken back to the dark ages. Hence, our call on the National Judicial Council, the Federal High Court, the Nigerian Bar Association, and all relevant authorities to ensure that our courts are not used to carry out the infamous alleged act of using an ex parte order to legalize the illegal tenure extension for local government chairmen in Rivers State whose tenure are about to expire. We are also calling on the federal government to, especially judiciary, as we have been informed about another prayer in the suit, seeking to order the Accountant General of the Federation and the Federal Ministry of Finance to seize the legitimate local government allocation of Rivers State, deny the Rivers people access to their constitutional fund, including LUGA workers and primary school teachers who will not be paid, while the money should be sent to the LUGA chairman whose tenure will elapse in the coming days, who in their retirement will be sharing the allocation of the depot based on the illegal law that claims to have extended their tenure without any election producing them. However, even in Mobutu Sese Seko, Congo, and Nkurunziza's Burundi, people could never have imagined this kind of recklessness. We wish to state clearly that opposition lawmakers will not take lightly any move to extend the tenure of the about to expire LGA chairman under any guise or scheme. You cannot be in office and your tenure is expiring in 3 days and somebody makes a law from a one-bedroom in Abuja and Emoha extending you to be in office without an election. That is madness. The opposition is calling on the president, as a Ledeco-bred Democrat, to call those pursuing their selfish, greedy, ambitious activities in Rivers to order. They have breached the peace accord and carrying on as though they are the only ones that have monopoly for crisis and violence. They have no atom of respect for the president. The allocation of Rivers State cannot be stolen using an ex parte order. Neither can the LGA chairman whose tenure have expired be allowed a second chance in office under any circumstances without going through an electoral process. That the people of Rivers State have maintained peace in the face of all this evil provocation, and that should rather be appreciated and not something that should be taken for granted. Let all men of goodwill stand up and join us in saying enough is enough. The legislative recklessness in Rivers State must end now, and the attempt to drag the Federal High Court into granting expert order to seize the Rivers LG allocation and stamp the illegal extension of tenure of about to expire LGA chairman by a group of people impersonating as lawmakers after their seats have been declared vacant must end now. Thank you and God bless. I will invite my colleagues.
Thank you very much, gentlemen of the press. What we have presented before you this morning should be very worrisome. Worrisome to the extent that this country is at risk of being mocked, at risk of being isolated in the Committee of Nations. We have a president who has gone everywhere seeking, appealing for investors, appealing for cooperation. There is no investor, honestly so, who would want to invest in a country that does not respect our own laws, left alone the constitution of that country. If our judiciary is so dragged into legalizing illegalities, there is a very huge concern. Mr. President and his advisors, his economic team, should rise up. They should see this as a clarion call to save this country, Nigeria. There is always a time for governance and also a time for politics. This is not to be heard, neither should it be seen that there are persons using authorities of governance to perpetuate illegality in Rivers State. We should also be aware that the peace of this country revolves around the peace of every entity. Therefore, if for whatever gain, for whatever reason, people are encouraged to mess with the peace of Rivers State, I do not know how that will affect the other components. As members of the People's Democratic Party, there are precedents, and that is what we have stated. Damagum should not continue. He should cede that position. The rains have come too early. But rather than raise our hands and complain, we will use the rain to water our fields. And the yields would be very bounteous. The ruling party should, as a matter of necessity, allow dissenting voices so that they can guard them, so that they can encourage them to do better than what they are doing today. We all are aware of the hardship. It knows no color, it knows no party. Not continue to encourage this brigandage, this rascality, It is our opinion that Mr. President would do the needful. It is our opinion that the judiciary should also stand up to protect its integrity. The National Judicial Council should be alive to its responsibility with discipline. Whoever wants to bring disrespect to that revered arm of government.
Good afternoon, gentlemen of the press. As my colleagues have rightly said, we are calling on the governors of the People's Democratic Party because all of us, the lawmakers elected on the platform of PDP, are saying the same thing. Damagum should please exit and allow the North Central to take back their rightful position. Because it is not going to be extended by the time it expires in the next 2 years. Secondly, you cannot change the rule of the game in the center of the game or when the game is about to be over. The chairmen whose tenure are about to expire in Rivers were elected by the people of Rivers State. They were not elected by the courts. And they were elected on terms and they were sworn in with a definite timeline, which is 3 years, I'm sure. So please, we are begging the judiciary not to cause chaos in Rivers. The right thing should be done. Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. Just to add to some of what my colleagues have already said, there is no country that practices democracy that can work without a formidable, effective, and efficient opposition. And that is why, as opposition lawmakers, coalitions, we are here to revive and ensure that the opposition wake up and stand for its role, for its role to play as an opposition. We cannot continue the way the opposition have been. And you will agree with me today that a lot of information is taken by the ruling party. For some of us that are here, that are very progressive in nature, have agreed to some of this reformation, but the timing of this reformation, I think it is not coming to Nigeria with the ease that is expected. For example, the removal of the fuel subsidy have put a lot of hardship of Nigerians. Go to all the nooks and crannies, you see our people biting their fingers, even for what to eat. And today we wake up, there's also removal of subsidy on the electric tariff. Democracy is for the people. We cannot continue without consultation and the right timing of reformations. PDP, as an opposition party, we are calling as an opposition lawmakers that is our role to come up and provide solutions. We are not here to lament or to murmur. We are here to provide an alternative. We are here to say that the opposition have to wake up, stand to its role, and play its role as an opposition, and make Nigerians benefit from the dividends of democracy. Thank you.
Any questions?
Yes, we have questions.
Sorry, we have to take it one after the other. Please, you have to be brief and go straight to the point. Lizzie, can we have the question?
Okay, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, colleagues. My name is Chibi. I write for other paper. So, first of all, please look off my microphone. First of all, I would like to know the lawmakers. Okay, lawmakers standing before us, because from the invitation we got, we were told that the opposition, coalition of the opposition, and we don't know if all the members standing here are, because we've heard you talk about PDP mostly, is it only PDP lawmakers that are here or the opposition, the coalition? that are here? That's my first question. The second question will be that coalition. The second question will be that are we now seeing a house divided against itself? Because if we are talking about PDP or opposition, first of all, we were expecting to see the minority leader here in person of Honorable Kingsley Chinda, and Rep. Kingsley Chinda is nowhere to be found in this the lawmakers standing here before us. So is it a house divided against itself? Thank you very much.
So, my name is Christina Eva. Just a follow-up on what she said. Is this briefing or the scene of the acting PDP chairman about Rivers State? Because you keep mentioning, and unfortunately we didn't hear you call any other state where is practicing illegality. Thank you.
Can you actualize my name? I work for Nigerian Tribune. But sir, let me ask, firstly, beyond this press briefing, now you've alleged that the guys who are beneficiary or perpetrators of this illegality, they want to use the judiciary. Are you going to approach the court to stop the purported illegality, or you will leave it at your level of saying you make sure you use whatever means to counter the activities? That's number one. Number two, you are aware that the former governor of Kaduna State had 2 consecutive meetings with PDP and SDP and what have you. Now, what would be your reaction to that development? Then lastly, there is a thinking coming from Nigerians that some of you in the opposition, you are beneficiaries of the benevolence of APC in the House of Representatives, and that's why we've not been hearing much of opposition voices when it comes to issues concerning Nigerians. But why are you particular when it has come to politics, when you are complacent on issue of governance? Thank you.
Sorry, we have 2 more questions.
All right. My name is Abdul. I'm just concerned that this thing has been happening within a period of time. Did you try to do an internal kind of settlement before just coming to the press? Because coming to the press might even expose PDP the more. Thank you.
Okay, Kebu. Thank you. My name is Gift. I write for the Vanguard. My question is, in an event where the chairman do not resign, what have you decided to do as a coalition?
So, Majid.
Okay, thank you. My name is Majid Bakar. My question is, as you've seen it several times, the president should implement. Does it not call to question of, the PDP as an opposition party that will have to be begging the president, who is the member of your party, to intervene in internal matter? That's question number one. Question number two is that as legislators, you were silent during the saga of probably allegation of burning down the State House of Assembly in Rivers State when this saga commenced. But suddenly now you found your voices. Is it a question of where your interest lies is where you define as Nigerians as people?
Over to you. Right. Thank you so much. Thank you for one. I don't think anybody may come about asking the president of the mic. What the issue that was raised here was about those who are trying to undermine the judiciary and create a situation that will lead to constitutional crisis. That was where we have said, please, the president, another constitutional. And then coming to the first question, maybe you did not listen carefully. This was a gathering of opposition lawmakers coalition, which is a group that stretches across different political parties. But the people speaking here today as the PDP aspect of it, and because there's an internal issue that happened in our party. And then talking about internal options, all internal options have been exhausted. These conversations have been ongoing for a very long time. Some of you have been following me. I have been listening to the rhetorics that have been happening across all parts of the country, where people have taken up arms against their own party and said they will destroy the party. But I've appealed to the party leaders over time internally to allow the due process to follow. And what is this due process? The constitution of our party made it expressly clear that whenever there is a vacancy, the zone from which the officer originated from will present the engagement to act pending the conduct of a substantive convention. And it's getting to almost 1 year, and then the deputy chairman has been in office, and not only that, things has gone from bad to worse. And while we're talking about Rivers also, it's a place where also our party have come under the biggest internal attack, and we have been able to identify that there's internal collaboration with the outsiders who are our party. And there's also a constitutional violation of people leaving the party of country they were elected when they were among internal divisions. And at the same time, even when there's orders of court, are now going about making laws in one bedroom, and this can lead to breakdown of power. But more importantly, amending the local government law and saying that somebody that is elected whose tenure has expired can take it off. It's worry every Nigerian. It means that somebody can even propose something at the national level. So it's a constitutional issue that we must also address, and which is also very important. And also, if he refuses to resign, like you said, we have been discussing and consulting. The whole of this again that we are having issues with our member. Legal option is also part of it. These issues have been decided in the past, not the constant issues that are coming up. That if he refuses to take that part of money, and if the NEC refuses at the NEC meeting to take that decisive action, then definitely what will happen is that we take the legal option to ensure that we get him out of office so that the people of North Central can take back their job and complete the remaining tenure. And also it's very important to understand that we have also tried among ourselves to build stronger unity, and that is also working out. People may have some allegiances which may make them not be effective in defending the party they belong to. But some of us here, and the over 60 of us, we are committed to doing that. Before we came on board, put ourselves together and started coming up. Most of the issues that are happening in the party, we've also talked about them. Even on the issue of the funding of the National Assembly, we also talked about it. And just like he said, he spoke just briefly now about the issue of the electricity tariff. And just again, that what we decided was that we understand that yes, at the rates the companies are operating, they are not making profit. But we must also consider the fact that there have not been much improvement in the finance of Nigerian people. That most of these things can be implemented in phases. That was our decision yesterday, and we're going to brief on that on a later date also. So we're all standing 100% with Nigerian people. People visiting people across the country. Yes, there have been conversations across all parts of the country, which involves most of the opposition lawmakers. There's conversations of jigging the party, there's conversations of building a broader coalition, there's conversations of mergers, there's different conversations going on, but we cannot speak on that because we are not gotten to a tangible position where we can talk about those movements across different parts of the country.
To the members, you know, introduce.
You know your marshal on the impeachment of the deputy governor.
Well, we just, while we're working in here, we got to hear about that happened so after that we want to look at how we position on the point because I just saw it until while we're working here, so we'll not be able to comment.
Can you introduce themselves?
So, with this, we have come to the end of this.
We didn't get your name.
You get the names now. You get the names now. I'll give you.